Welcome to the Empowering Empath series. Today, in episode 1, we will share what an empath is, how Tina and we discovered that we are empaths. For example, I felt like something is wrong with me. People told me to toughen up. I am far too sensitive. So we will dive into our stories, how we discovered that we are an empath, what it means, and how from being an open empath, really out there helping people, trying to rescue people or fill them up with love, having the wrong relationships, to becoming an empowered empath, what that means and what can help you too. So welcome to this series, and my name is Caroline. I live in Switzerland. I'm an intuitive energy healer. Tina is on the other side.
I am. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, I'm Tina, and I split my time between the US and Canada. And like you, Caroline, I'm an intuitive healer and an empath. And I knew that from a very young age. That I was an empath, and I was told for many years that I'm too sensitive. I need to, like you, toughen up. I was often told to get over it. And like many empaths, that led me to think that something was wrong with me. And it took years for me to reach the point of realizing that, wait a minute, this is kind of a blessing. This is kind of cool. I can walk into a room and I'm picking things up and I'm sensing things, and I can, I know what their motive is. Just a minute here, right? But at the same time, that was incredibly draining and exhausting. And it was leaving me just body, mind, spirit drained. And so it took me down the road of how to become an empowered empath and what that means for me. And that's life-changing, right? And that's just such a more full-hearted and open and embracing way to live. So during this series, I mean, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to explore that, what that means for both of us. And hopefully people can relate to us, and we can all be on this journey together.
Yes, it's all about inspiration and helping people along, and
yes.
especially as empaths, making sure people don't feel something is wrong with them, that they come to embrace being an empath as well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And learning what's yours and what's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Caroline, that was a big thing for me. And you've got a lot of, I mean, I don't want to say how old I am in physical years, but, on the cusp of 50, it's taken me this long to realize, hey, wait a second, I don't have to carry other people's energy with me. Right? I mean, there was a lot of times where I would walk into a bookshop and I would feel great. And then I'd get out of my car, I'd walk over to the gift shop or the bookshop, and suddenly I would walk past a person and I would feel such sorrow. Or I'd go around the next crowd of people and I would be picking up, what I always called it was a tight tummy. I'd start getting a really tight tummy, and then I would backpedal. And I didn't have discernment. I didn't know what was mine and what was someone else's. In fact, in the beginning, I didn't even know that's what was happening, until I met a beautiful earth angel and this amazing woman who said to me, oh, no, this is what's happening. And I'm going to teach you some things to protect you, so you're kind of filtering, because the beauty about being an empowered empath is you can pick and choose. So when you walk into a crowd, it's almost like there's a coffee filter, right? Mm-hmm. And you can pick and choose. Well, hey, I don't want that energy, but that person over there is vibing really high, so I'm going to go that way, right? And just lift up with that person, as opposed to, ooh, that makes me tight tummy, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and I had an experience too where for the first time I realized what being empath meant. It took
Yes.
me, over 40 years to even hear the word empath and realizing, oh, that's me. I'm not alone out there.
No.
But during a pranic healing course, actually, we were there. And then during that time, I felt I had tummy cramps. And I thought, it's not that time
Yeah.
of the month for me. Where is this
Yeah.
coming from? I mean, it was really painful.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, okay, good. Never know. And then later that day, another lady said she has to go home. She
Oh,
has terrible period cramps. And I thought,
yeah.
wait a minute, it's that.
Ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. That is, I am feeling her pain. This is
Yeah.
not me. And in that moment, I felt, wow,
Yeah.
this is a gift. Like you said,
Yeah.
this is a great gift. I can feel into someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
And we can, it's like a precious gift. We can open it up and
Yeah.
use it during our healing work,
Yeah.
really tuning in with our clients and feeling into their body and pain and aches and hurts.
Yeah.
But we can also wrap it up and say, no, I'd rather
Not
have
today.
sort of a little cloak around me.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
I remember going shopping with my daughter and being in those shopping malls and with the blaring music and so many people around. I was overstrained. After 10 minutes, I said, get me out of here. I'm exhausted. And I never knew where that was coming from. And like you, when you go into a restaurant and all of a sudden you feel down or angry or whatever,
Oh,
and not
yeah. Yeah.
knowing that you pick that up,
Yeah.
that isn't
Yeah.
yours.
No.
So, what is one thing that truly helps you to
Hmm.
you see, is that me or is that from someone else? I mean, I think that's the first step for an
That's,
empath to really differentiate.
yep. I think you're absolutely right, Caroline. I think it's about the first step is recognizing, because sometimes it is mine. Let's be honest. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes I'm down, I'm angry, I'm the tight tummy, and I need to go back and work on that and figure that out for myself. So it's from and just acknowledging first, am I an empath or not? Right? That's the first step. Am I picking up other people's stuff? What's really going on here? And what I'm seeing is just in my own practice, and especially these days, more and more and more young people are true, genuine empaths. And these young folks need to know, hey, it's okay. Please be sensitive. We need that on the planet right now, right? You're not too, there's never too sensitive, ever in my books, ever. When I was a little girl, I couldn't even look at old photographs without crying. I mean, my heart chakra would just, you know, and I was embarrassed by that for a lot of years. And I would really, I used to, purposely bite the cheeks of my, so I wouldn't cry, like, hold it together, Tina, hold it together, Tina. And when I went off to university and I walked into my first lecture hall, and I walked in feeling kind of good about myself, but with so many people were there that I just have to click that off because it's going to keep doing that. My apologies. I was picking up others' anxieties and worries and concerns. So within a few minutes of sitting there, I was like, what just happened? And as I slowly began to realize, and it took a long time, wait a minute, this isn't mine. Or yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm not like so nervous that I can't even function. So then, at the older I got, I realized, my anxiety levels were going up, my anxiousness, my nervousness. And then I wanted to stay home, right? And not, I mean, I really became an introvert, but really, I'm not an introvert. like truly, I enjoy being out there, but not when I'm being bombarded with all this other stuff, right? So I think now more than ever, truly now more than ever, we need to embrace our empathness, if you will, but know how to filter so that we're not being run down. And young people really need to know this as well. You don't need to wait till you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s. Catch it now as a young person and honor it. If you're watching a movie and you see something and it's sensitive, feel that feeling, because it's amazing, right?
It is, yeah. I used to cry. I remember being at a wedding, and then my youngest, he was tiny years ago, and he got us his hanky. I knew you would be crying, Mom. But it's in a good way, we cry because we feel so much love, but we can also, and I think it's important also for parents with children to really sense whether that movie might be too much, too scary, too much. We have to protect our children as well.
And not push. We don't need to toughen anyone up. Those days are long gone.
And nowadays, the word empath and empathy is well known. I mean, 10 years ago, it was barely spoken about. So that's a good thing. And one thing that truly helped me is when I learned to cut the cords, the energy cords we combine. It's, for example, when you and we are speaking now, so we have an energetic bond, and I love your energy, but still at the end of the day, clearing, it's like an energetic shower. So cutting the cords with the sword of Archangel Michael, just cutting through, or imagining walking through a waterfall and everything is beautiful in your way. And then, putting on a cloak of protection, like a beautiful blue cloak or beautiful pink light around you. And I used to do that a lot at the beginning. And when I then stayed in my bubble, sort of, then I could know this is me and nothing would affect me. And I could learn more about myself. And the more I learned about myself, the less I needed that.
You know what? I love that you brought this up, Caroline, because for me, the biggest mistake I made in the beginning was I would wake up in the morning and I would shield up. I would get myself all ready for the day. I'd call Archangel Michael and off I go. And for the first little bit, I was like, this is doing nothing. This is doing absolutely nothing for me. What am I doing? And I was really questioning it. And then I realized, and again, I had to have another earth angel point out, hey, you're not clearing off the old gunk. You got to cleanse first and then shield up. So all that other crap, you're keeping it within you're locking it in, and that's affecting you. So I'm so glad you brought that up. So if anything, that is the big one, is cleanse, disconnect, right? Unhook from the things that you've picked up throughout the day or throughout sometimes, Caroline, I'll be honest, especially in the beginning, but even now, if I know I'm going to go into a bit of a toxic situation, you bet I know I'm going to be affected. And that right there is the empowering part, is rather than just walking in blind and feeling like I got punched in the gut, I know, hey, I got to go walk into this. It's going to be toxic. It's going to be harsh. It's going to be tricky on me. So I know I've shielded up this morning, but now some hours have passed. So I do that. I cleanse, I cut the cords. I ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, clear away those things that are no longer serving me, wash it away, transmute it into love, because I don't want to send it back out into that universe, and then shield up and go. Right. And that has made a world of difference, I'm so grateful that you brought that up. Absolutely.
Yeah. Empowering is about being true to yourself, or That's what I feel, really standing in my
Yeah.
truth. And the more
Yeah.
I learn about myself, the more I accept myself just the way I am.
Yes.
As an empath, yes, that's who I am.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm also an
No.
introvert. Nothing wrong. Others are extrovert. Perfect. I accept you. I
It's
accept
beautiful.
me.
Yeah.
And it's all good, you know.
Yeah.
And the more I learned about myself and learning about my energy, also my energy levels, even in an afternoon when I feel tired, lie down for a nap, you know,
Honor it.
allowing that, honoring that. And the more I listened within, the more I could speak up. I think it's probably an empath thing also to not being able to have healthy boundaries or say no. You know, for me, it was also being in bad relationships, you know, empath, narcissist is the big one. And I've gone through those.
Yeah.
And but when you learn about yourself, you value yourself more and you're not overwhelmed by it all because you have time to listen to yourself. And then you learn to stand up and you feel more worthy and you can say, yeah, no,
I'm worth
no,
it. And
no,
I'm not
no,
doing
I don't
that.
need that, you know?
No.
And I
And we
think
talked
that's so
about this.
important, isn't it? Yeah.
It so is. And you and I were talking about this. And this is, I mean, I loved when we went down this path. This is where you become the heart-centered goddess. And you know, I mean, hey, we're not saying only us, right? So, but that's where when you lead from the heart and you start with yourself, that's the best place to start, is just with you, right? Don't worry about what the outside is doing. Start with you and start believing in yourself. I heard a beautiful thing yesterday, and it's not that earth shattering, but it kind of made me go, oh yeah, how come we can believe in Santa Claus, but we have a hard time believing in ourselves? And I just thought, yeah,
I love that. I so love
why
that.
isn't
Yeah.
that, if we can, so we get our little kids hooked on this Santa Claus, let's get them hooked on themselves first, so they don't have to go through what I did or what you did, or having these boundaryless relationships where we just get plowed over to lift someone else up. I mean, that really was, you know, being a sensitive, it was, I was letting people go up one side of me, come down the other side. I was a doormat. Well, it was always that fear of rejection. It was always, but that came from the early days, right? Whereas a little kid, if you're really sensitive, from the go, I was being told, hey, you're not good enough. Something's wrong, right? Well, so you start with that chip. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So once I realized, hey, it's a heart-centered, love myself first and love one thing about myself. I like, it took a lot. It took many years to kind of, and I'm still working on it. I don't think I'll ever be done this healing. I think it will keep going. But I love being in a position now, and you and I have spoken a lot about this, Caroline, where we're, rather than life happening and coming at me, I can be a bit more proactive, right? I can call on my angels to help me. I can speak up for myself. I can do little things like if I'm starting to get nervous, I can just imagine that energy just and dripping off and absorbed back out. I don't have to carry it all, you know, so little tricks to kind of, little tools in the tool bag to help get through the day, right? So it's changed my life.
Yeah. And realizing,
Absolutely.
yeah, we are the creator of our lives and we can have big dreams and
Yes.
visions and intentions.
Yes.
And we have all the support. We have
Yeah.
the support from the universe, from angels, saints, and everyone. Plus
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
friends that.
The moon, we can tap into moon energy.
Exactly. I love the moon and all other planets like Venus, you know, I love Venus. And
Yes.
and it's also friends that really
Yeah.
see us for who
Yes.
we are and
Yes.
accept us the way we are. And
Yes.
unless we learn to accept ourselves for who we are,
Yes.
we never get that outside approval. And unless we really nurture, have compassion, and love ourselves. I was always looking on the outside for everything, but
Me
actually
too,
it's
Caroline,
all
for many
within.
years.
And it's that within, everything starts
Yeah,
within. Also
it does.
forgiveness,
Yeah.
it's that journey. It's a beautiful journey. And I mean, I told you recently that it's all an experience. It's a life journey and it's an experience. It's neutral, but we put the label on it, whether it was good or bad. And
Yeah.
if we can see it as just an experience, lessons to learn. And I think,
It just
looking back,
is.
exactly, it just is. And I learned more from so-called bad experience than from good, how hard it sounds. But
Yeah.
I was in a workshop with Neil Donald Walsh, one of my all-time favorite teachers. And he said, who in this room had a really bad life experience? And it was everybody raised their hands. And then he said, and who now, looking back, thinks, actually, it was the best time of your life? And I thought, yeah, I mean, when my marriage ended, it was the worst part. But actually, now looking back, I wouldn't be the person I am today without that experience. That was sort of the ignition point of self-discovery. And
I love that,
this
Caroline.
is beautiful,
The ignition point. I love that.
You probably
That was the
had
moment
something
that it,
similar, sort of one point, like when you realized, oh, you're an empath, you're absolutely normal, or something like that. You really feel, that's where it all started.
I'm going to use that. That's the ignition point. I love that you said that. So the idea with this series is that we're just going to go down that path, and we're going to explore different modalities, but we're going to also look at, for example, tapping into the moon energy and how we can use that and be proactive that way, and crystals, and gosh, you name it. I mean,
exactly.
we're just
And
going to
also
go down this.
feel maybe as an empath, because we're so attuned and so sensitive with energies, we feel the moon probably more. That's just something I just realized, than maybe other people, So it's really helping to be aware of things around us. And we have many topics, problems, possible problems we could solve. We share many ideas, insights, and I absolutely love this.
Me too. And I'm really looking forward to doing it.
Is it good to wrap it up, Tina? Do you have
I
any
feel,
last words?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So thank you all for being here. Please leave a comment, share, like, and share with friends who could need insights and love, and learning that being an empath is wonderful, a great experience, a great gift, and also how they can, like Tina said, filter the energy, how empaths can stay more true to themselves and learn more about themselves.
Perfect. That's exactly the mission here. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much.